Let's break down another piece from Limbus Company. This time I've chosen Canto VIII Boss 1 Battle Theme 2. I've really been enjoying making remixes of Limbus Company tracks so far, particularly the JRPG style remixes I've been doing, which you should check out here. I looked through the reactions to the last reaction video from Limbus Company, and I noticed this was a recommendation. So let's check it out, let's get straight into it. I've got my keyboard in front of me. I'm going to use it to help analyze. Let's get straight into this. Oh, I already love the instrumentation. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, immediately I must know, having played a little bit of Limbus Company, I probably know the character the Canto is for. So definitely just tell me, because I think it's going to give me some context at least. But there's so many things. How do we have so much context in, like, what is this, 10 seconds so far? We have the powerful brass, I think the key signature so far. We have a lot of interesting wind instruments too that are doing some amazing work setting the context, and obviously probably thematically appropriate for the character in question too, I imagine. We had really powerful brass doing something like this. I'm really interested in the particular boss for this, because I think it's going to help set some context. I'm trying to look at the image to see if it gives me any clues, but it doesn't. But the music definitely does give me a lot of clues so far. I love that rise from the brass. It went like this. It really gives that feeling of like climax, like whoever you're fighting, it's that guy. It's the apex, the strongest thing you fought so far kind of feeling. It almost strikes me as quite heroic sounding in a sense too. This is just screaming, I have to turn this into a JRPG remix. I have to do it. Like, this is just screaming that kind of like, it makes sense for a JRPG style battle theme. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my previous videos where I remixed some Limbus Company tracks. I just love the rising brass. The dun 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 dun. It's so heroic and epic feeling, as well as that flute instrument, which I think I recall the name of it in the past. I even had a chance to potentially use it before for a composition and get someone to play on top of it. I don't quite remember the name. I have a feeling it might be this, the shakuhachi. It sounds quite similar. We have that harp-like instrument, which could be a koto, possibly. This is just from my experience of having to use some of these instruments before. I think that's what it might be, but I would love to know if anybody knows particularly what the instrument is. I want to also shout out the percussion as well. I need to bring up an example of what the percussion is doing. We have really powerful percussion doing something like this. If we put just that and the brass together, you can see that kind of feeling of almost weight and power that just exists throughout this entire piece so far. Let me try and combine the two. And it just keeps going. I just love the sound of those two instruments together. It works so well. See, I don't get a clear sense of melody in this, which is always quite an interesting thing on and of itself, because whether I'm going to get a clear-cut melody or not is very much dependent on the piece from Limbus Company, I've noticed. And in this occasion, it's just, let's get as epic as possible. Like, I'd love to know a bit about what's happening on screen, as always, because I think it's going to give me some real understanding of how the music helps to achieve its effect. From listening to it, I get this feeling of just constant intensity, constant clash. I've experienced a little bit of the battle system from Limbus Company, which was definitely a little bit tricky to get my head around, I'll be totally honest. Especially compared to Ruin, actually, which I thought had the more complicated battle system. Anyway, I digress. But my point is that I get the impression that, like, all tools are kind of, like, at your disposal in a sense. Like, every skill you've learnt so far is now needing to be used. Like, this feels like the kind of battle theme, for me, that must only play once, surely. I know that there are certain boss battle themes from other games that do play repeatedly, but I feel like, given the epicness of this, I feel like if I heard this more than once, it wouldn't hit the same. It just needs to happen. It needs to kind of leave me almost a bit wounded from hearing the music in a sense, because it's that powerful. I love a small shout out to the strings in the background. The strings are doing something like this. I get the feeling of many different forces coming together, and the reason being is because of how many independent things are happening at the same time. There's no kind of dominant melody or dominant idea in this piece. It's the strings doing one thing, the brass kind of doing the... You also have the flute as well, that's doing something completely separate, and the percussion just going crazy at the same time. But when they all come together, they work in a way that feels very natural and very kind of expected in a sense, even though it kind of shouldn't. I love this. I love the percussion in particular. It's doing something like this. With that koto-like instrument at the same time, providing the melody. I'd say this is in a section where I think it's a little bit relaxed, a little bit more stable and consistent. We don't have the bombastic brass-sounding instrument all the time. It's just a bit more laid back, a bit more kind of like, okay, calm before the storm, get ready, because we're going to go back into this epic section again. I can almost guarantee that by the end of this track, how much do we have left? We have like a minute and a bit to go. We're going to go back to that massive epic section once more. Probably one more time, I think. Oh, is it happening? There we go. I love that. It almost feels heroic on some level. This feels like I'm a superhero fighting a battle. Ooh, okay, I gotta... We had a change in the chord structure slightly. That's what I would have normally expected, but we got something a little bit different. I wonder if it's going to stay with that chromaticity. Yeah, it did. Oh, we just have the heroic build-up again there. Oh, it's just so powerful. It's simplistic ideas done really, really well. I'm a composer that really appreciates simplicity in the way things are developed and built up. I don't like unnecessary complexity for no reason. I just love this a lot. I'm a huge fan of this. I'm really curious of what I would do with this if I did decide to remix it. A small detail, but something I've noticed now that I didn't notice earlier on is the introduction of the choir, actually. It's a small detail, but it helps this section. Unless it appeared before, but I didn't notice it, but it definitely feels like it's standing out more now. It really does help this section feel like the most powerful climax of the piece. It's interesting how the addition of one new instrument, or at least the prominence of one new instrument, fundamentally changes everything. This feels like the finale. This feels like I'm unleashing whatever my most powerful ability is, I'm doing that now. Oh, that's such a cool piece. Why do I feel like a superhero? I want to go into this battle. I feel like I'm going to war now. Oh, this feels incredible. I just love so many of the different ideas and how they combine together. From the rising to the really heavy percussion at the same time. It just did everything that you could do on a simple scale, and kind of like let's just have really simple ideas, but let's have a bunch of different simple ideas come together at the same time. Almost like the idea of taking, like, you know, when you want to like go, let's say you were going to war, for example. This is such a strange analogy. Imagine you were going to war. Would you bring your one really powerful friend, or would you bring 10 of your like okay-ish friends? Like you'd probably, but that have good chemistry. Like I'd probably pick the 10 over the one, just because when all these simple things come together, we create something amazing. And that's what I'm getting from this as well. Weird analogy, but that's what I get from this. So, as always, love listening to this. Thanks for the suggestion. Keep the suggestion coming. If you enjoy these reactions as well, I'd love your support on Patreon too. It helps me to keep doing this stuff. Until next time, thanks for watching and take care, my friends.